My name is Paul Wood. My passion is cooking and helping blind people to understand and operate more independently in their kitchen. 10 years ago, I left a career that I had had since the 1970s, and I came to Kendal College to train as a chef. No experience at all previously. I was taken on board by the chefs, all the tutors, and along with a lot of other students, we learned how to operate, function and work in the commercial environment of hospitality and commercial kitchens. I progressed onto pastry and confectionery, which is where I specialise, and following that I worked across a number of hospitality environments, from cafes to hotels. I worked for a short spell in a Michelin kitchen. Unfortunately, sort of 6 years ago, my sight deteriorated and I now find myself severely sight impaired. That said, I want to try and turn the skills that I've learned as a chef working in the commercial environment to help people who might be in my situation, or indeed worse, and have to have carers alongside them. Try and use those tips and ideas to help those people how you too can, with a little bit of effort and organisation ahead of time, enjoy cooking, produce some very nice dishes across all the ranges, from starters, main course, right through to pastries and confectionaries. And you can do that in a way that you enjoy, builds your confidence up. You can work alongside your carers together with a view to you gaining confidence, competence, and feeling that you are able to just look at the world and face the world and maybe take on some challenges of your own that you feel you may not be able to undertake at the moment. I hope that you will enjoy these sessions. We're going to start from the very basics, as if you just walked into college as a trainee chef. And the first thing you're taught is to understand your environment, understand the equipment, and to make it work for you. Let's start with the basic kitchen environment that you might find in your own domestic situation. Let's just work through some basic concepts and ideas. Believe it or not, one of the first things I discovered when I went into a professional kitchen was there's a left and a right-handed kitchen. I'm left-handed, and I used to work alongside people who were training me who would set it up as right-handed, and that really confused me because I couldn't work very easily from muscle memory or from being able to just know that if I went in that direction I would pick up that ingredient or that piece of equipment. So just step back, look at your kitchen, decide how you want to set it out. Everyone's kitchen will be different, but there are the basic equipment and items in everybody's kitchen. Decide if you want a left or right-handed kitchen. So I'm going to be demonstrating things going forward based on my view of a left-handed kitchen. So I would normally have, for example, knives to my left and pots and cooking ranges, or as we've got here, an induction hob to my right. In a commercial kitchen, you wouldn't use, or very rarely use, ceramic or glass. It has problems, it grades, it chips. The chips can be a problem for hygiene, but also you can get cross-contamination with these chips and bits of glass falling into your ingredients and your food. So try, if you can, as you rotate or change your equipment in your home, to go for more stainless steel or robust pieces of equipment. And then give a little bit more thought about, even then, the type of equipment. So I wouldn't necessarily go for bowls or bottles that were high, because they're very easily knocked over. I would go for lower, wider stainless steel bowls, for example, like this one. This enables me to put a grater in the middle, grate what I want to grate, take the grater out, all the content is in the bowl, I haven't wasted any ingredient, and also I haven't made a mess. When it comes to how you buy your ingredients, a lot of ingredients will be sold in bottles, or jars, or tubs, and you don't necessarily want to be reaching for those all the time. So, for example, I use a lot of these. These are plastic bottles with a cone, a funnel on it, and you can use these to contain everything from olive oil through to salad and lettuce dressing, through to coulis and sauces for your desserts. The purpose of using things like this is that you are able to control the amount of ingredient that you are using a lot more and a lot easier than just tipping it out of a bottle that that a sighted person can use. Also, if you've got some ingredients that you only have a little amount of, then put them in little tubs. Put them in tubs with lids. You know, I've got some different types of small tubs here. All very useful to use in their own way, but it'll be up to you individually how you want to use them. It's just a suggestion that it saves you having to worry about knocking things over, spilling things, breaking things, because that's the problem, isn't it? Once you've knocked something over, once you've spilled something, you lose your confidence, you've got to ask somebody else to help you mop up, you're upset with yourself, you're annoyed. I know I am when that happens to me. So that's why I've tried to take that pressure off of myself and try and contain and manage how I operate and how I store and use my ingredients. We also have got, for example, as we go hopefully through and build up a catalogue of videos, we will find some various specialist equipment that we might be able to use, and we'll be able to call on local charities such as Sight Advice or Vision Support, who are here to help people with visual impairment to be able to maintain and find their independence. But something like this, measurable spoons that are measured, you can measure your ingredients with. So if I was, for example, wanting to get a particular amount of an ingredient, I could just use the spoon out of a tub, and then when I wanted to, and then refill the tub at a later date. I haven't got to worry about tipping a big bottle and it going everywhere. That sort of covers the very basic sort of idea and concept that I hope you will be able to then take for yourself and extend how you want to extend in your own kitchen, in your own environment. Other basic things that we would need in the kitchen are a good set of knives, sharp knives. I always prefer that the knife would be with the longer handle, so the heel of the knife is outside your palm. We will use, for our purposes, we will use white chopping boards, but for our purposes, and obviously being with the sight impairment that we have, I find that the white board in the domestic situation is perfectly adequate, and it allows you to see what you put on the board with a lot more clarity than if it was blending in to the background that your surface you're working on. Oven equipment and dishes, try always, if possible, to go for stainless steel and go for something that is heavy. And a good test is if you try to get hold of it, and if you can't twist it, then it probably isn't going to twist of its own accord when it gets hot in the oven and start causing your what you put in it to spill or move around or be a problem. So that's another useful idea, is to just try and, you don't necessarily need a lot of equipment, but get the best equipment that you can. So how do you set your kitchen up? Well, you set your kitchen up exactly how you want to set it up, but the main thing is to be consistent. Try, if possible, to always have the same item of equipment or ingredient in the same place every time, because then you know where it is, and by feel and touch you will be able to understand what you've picked up and where it is. It's useful if you're, and you all will, I hope, engage with and ask your people that help you, your carers, family members, to hopefully join you in the kitchen and share the experience as you come along the journey of being able to cook more independently. So for that reason, you can use a Sharpie pen to mark and identify the contents of what is just a basic plastic container. Obviously, if some of the food or the ingredients have a potential for a date sensitivity, then put the date that you've filled the container in. Be mindful of the fact that you might have to change it, get rid of it, and put some fresh in. Because that's what we want to try and do. We want to try and get to a position where you and your carers, or you independently, are confident and able to use good quality ingredients and produce fresh dishes that you can share with your friends and family, and you can all enjoy and be proud.